We will see whether or not TCM can do that and boost themselves up and get their heads right to try and take on this Orbit team. So we will start off with them, and let's jump on board with on Flux, because I just like watching the Chicom.
It'd be interesting to see what he does here. TCM, a really good CTF team, because their teamwork, it's almost goes back to the days of Black Ops 1 with Flux and the rumours that they used, psychological telepathy to communicate with each other. But I mean, it's really good teamwork. TCM have always been focusing on teamwork, and CTF, not the strongest game type on this game, but they play it to their ability. Look at this, great heads-up play. Already got that flag capture. He went round the back. It's typical Flux play style there. Always off the start, he goes for that first flank, and 9 times out of 10 it works for him.
It certainly does. Now, interesting to note that TCM kind of flanking move, they just overextended massively, and it did seem to work for him. However, the slaying power, can Kyle make this one? We should jump on board with him. He needs to make it. He does.
Good play.
Great run by there. Flux still alive there. He's been alive for an entire minute. Making it with a Chicom, and TCM showing that, sometimes unconventional tactics do work.
I mean, it's one of the best things about CTF and TCM's playstyle is they always catch you by surprise. When you think your base is clear, boom, in comes Flux, flanking, and then in comes Marky B, holding that mid-map. It's so frustrating to play against.
Certainly is now. Chicom using Flux has taken down Jord on board with Kyle at the moment. He's on a 4 streak, and they're putting an awful lot of pressure on Orbit at the moment. Orbit managed to get a few kills, which will hopefully deflect it. They're now going to be trying to get some map control here and probably push the TCM boys away from their flag.
I mean, looking on board with Kyle here, he does get a lot of sync. I think Kyle is a really good, smart SMG, simply because he takes his passive play style and uses it to his advantage. When he plays good, he plays good, but the only bad thing is when he's playing bad, he plays bad, and it really does reflect the scoreline. But I mean, Kyle is a really good SMG, and I'm a massive fan of him.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. Him and Pete have really impressed me when they were in the Horizon Now Aware squad. And there's certainly players I want to be keeping a very strong eye on for Ghost. I fully believe they will get the recognition they deserve on that game.
It goes back to our earlier on conversation about connection players, and Pete was one of the ones that everyone called the
Oh! Chicom to the face.
2-0, let's go.
Easy 2-0 there, and this is the pump that TCM needed to get back into this game.
Now TCM have realised that they've got 4 down, so stay mid-map, keep Orbit pinned into their flag. Normally you would want your teammates to follow you behind no matter what, but because they had 4 down, TCM should have stayed up that mid-map and gone for an extra flag, keep Orbit pinned in their flag.
Come through here, Moose is deciding where he wants to go, and he's going to come against someone. Oh, outplayed JT there as well, as TCM seemed to be bringing new gear to this capture of the flag.
Really good heads-up play from Moose. He knew there was one person around him, and he just waited long enough for that opposing teammate just to turn around and look in the other direction. Really good play, lucky play, some would say, for TCM, but you know what, who cares? It's going to become a flag cap.
Flux is bringing in the lightning strike to try and hopefully bring this one down. He's going to challenge around the corner with the Chicom and still gets it. Full streaks for Flux, and he still has the flag, but he needs the support, and he's going to use the lightning. Flakjack stopping him with the War Machine, but teammate cleans it up.
3-0 for TCM. Really good play, strong play coming off the back. This is what they needed. They needed this fire to, momentum. Try and get them to. Oh, brilliant play by Flux there.
Chicom master. Flux is showing that unconventional it may be, but it doesn't matter anyway. I'm still going to take you down. Flux now bring out the War Machine once again. There is flak jackets in play. He's not going to be happy with that because it takes about 3 roughly with the War Machine to kill someone.
Yeah, I mean, the War Machine, when you're playing against it and it's not killing you, it can be really frustrating just because it shakes your screen a lot. Flux is playing so well right now.
Just how do you stop this, man? Just one bombing people with the Chicom. Has the War Machine out again, choosing to reload it. Wide view, and at the moment TCM seem to have slowed down a little bit now. They're ready for this. They know they've got this in the bag.
I think what they're going to do now, they're going to play conservative. They're 3-0 up, play for kill streaks for that second round. You're 3-0 up. You don't have to push for another flag because you've got 5 minutes left, and let Orbit come to you.
Now, I actually am bored with Orbit Watson in a very weird position. Now, he is deep in enemy territory, and he's
playing for the counter.
He is playing for the counter.
Yeah, and it's one frustrating thing about CTF is that counter cap, because if TCM end up losing the flag, they'll be really annoyed themselves because they've been dominating this half, and to lose a flag by a counter cap, it's so annoying.
Now Watson's going to try and get a kill here, but Marky B is there to clean it up. But there is a lot of Orbit players around. I'm going to jump on board with Marky B. Can he do this before he goes down? No, he cannot. Now Mohawk is also in support of his teammate, and they're not able to get this house. Moose picking up a 2-piece. They're not going to be able to get this flag home. And we're going to go into the second half 3-0. And I don't know, Flux was just amazing there.
Flux had a really, really good half there, and it won't surprise me now watching this going into the second side of CTF that you see Marky B playing a little bit complacent now. He's gonna hold back, make sure, take care of his flag, and let his teammates do the work. Protect your flag. You're 3-0 up. Don't overextend any of it. You know you've got a really nice lead. Let Orbit come to you. As boring as it may sound, at the end of the day, a win is a win. You'll be really annoyed at yourself if you've had the chance to win and you've let it go from playing a little overextending, playing over the top.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And we have actually seen that happen. We have seen teams throw away massive leads. And now, can George pick up this kill as we are on board with him? No, Marky B managed to take him down. And I think you're right, Marky B was always known as a passive player. He was famous for it. And it's kind of what he's comfortable doing. He is very much like one of them AR players that is just a turret when he gets in a position he likes.
Yeah, I mean, Marky B has always been known as a passive player, but I mean, he doesn't get the credit he deserves for it, because there are other passive players out there that get one. You've got Madcap, who are amazing players, but they play the exact same role as Marky B. But I think there are some players who unfortunately don't get the credit that they deserve. One of them being Black as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And now Orbit Jord trying to get this cut off in so his team get back, but TCM are completely in the enemy team's flag. And it's different for Orbit to get this one in fairness, they've got to go through Moose first.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good defensive play there from TCM, you know. 3-0 up to the good, just play around, let them come to you, you know. It's surprising that they are actually going for a flag.
Probably be in now, in fairness. Oh, the War Machine coming over, and it has gone down again. Flux managed to get that kill, but that should now be in 3-1, but that was a really scrappy last 15 feet.
Yeah, if I were TCM, I would be a bit disappointed about losing that flag there, just simply because it was so scrappy. They could have got a return, and, you know, they'll be annoyed at themselves, because now it's only 2 more flags. Oh!
Interesting play from Flux, trying to get the knife. As Orbit and she all get back. Moose is currently deep in the enemy territory, picks up one. Can he pick up the second? No, shot in the back. Thing is now, 2 flags in 3 minutes is not an impossible task at all.
No, I can see on the map there that there is a TCM player on, it's Kyle, who's playing slightly defensive. Now, this is smart. TCM, as soon as they spawn in, they're going back to the flag and they're starting from square one. That's what you should be doing on
Always
CTF.
rotate back.
Always rotate to flag, because that, at the end of the day, flags is what is going to win this game for you. 3 down, use it for your advantage. Flux can go for this pull here.
Flux can do what he likes at the moment by the look of it. The Chicom doing serious work. Does have the flag away. Does not have support or cut-offs all alone. But what it is doing is forcing Orbit to react. So he can just... Oh! Time! The knife getting the kill as well. And it looks like his team are now starting to get the cut-offs. Flux should be able to get this away, but he does go down. Marky B answers back in kind, and he does pick up that flag. He makes it round the corner as well, but there is somebody there that should be able to stop him. Marky B not in the greatest position, doesn't manage to get both of them though.
That was really smart play from Flux, because he was the only one alive. All his TCM teammates had spawned back in the other side of the map, so he just created that distraction. You know, it was a bamboozle, as you would say from Shane's dictionary.
Yeah.
I mean, he played really well to hold off that flag, allow his TCM teammates to push up, and, you know, be a real nuisance. And he nearly got away with it.
Well, that was brilliant. I said it did force Orbit to react. And at the moment, Orbit, they can see the time slowly ticking down, and every second goes by, it's probably another percentage that they're less likely to do this. And still on board with Orbit Watson, they are now being aggressive. They know they have to start getting these flags away.
I think TCM have realised now they've got 1:40 on the clock, 2 flags, anything could happen. So they're going to play really, really passively. Marky B's got to go, Carl's got to go big on his flag, and the flag's away.
Yeah, Orbit has got it. No cut-off for him at the moment. But he has got a good spawn for his team. Is he going to try and take this on? Smoke up. He needs to make this kill. Gets the assist. Mohawk managed to clean it up. Is away. And you know what? If TCM, all they need to do is slow this down enough that there's not going to be a relay. And he does get that kill. Can he get the second one? Moose is slowing this right down. Oh, clutch kill from Moose.
Well done, Moose.
That was such a crucial kill.
It's always that 50-50. He was half manning, but, you know, push him, because he's going to... Mohawk was expecting Moose to stay on that hay bale and let him come to him, but always try and be aggressive, outsmart him, and it was really good play from Moose to push Mohawk with the flag.
It certainly was, and that makes Orbit's position so much worse. 1 minute left with 1 flag to cap. Not impossible. 2 with 45 seconds. Well, that's an awful lot less likely.
It's awful less likely, and really good play from TCM to get that flag, because it means that Orbit would be back in the game. Only one flag with just a minute to go.
It certainly does. Now Monkey B playing a kind of sweeping role. Pretty much impossible for Orbit now. The game is just about over, and TCM have got the win that they sorely needed.
Yeah, really good play from TCM to come back and bounce back to that victory. Flux playing absolutely amazingly well with that Chicom. Putting in a shift. Moose with 3 returns, Flux with 3 caps.
Certainly was. Look at that, 22-9, and running the objective. Now that's not something you see all that often.
No, yeah, I completely agree. The objective player that solely relies on getting those flags normally is the one that doesn't get the kill to death ratio. But I mean, then again, it comes down to the play style, because that's why he's in the team. That's why that particular person will be in that team, to get those flags, because they're the ones that are dedicated. It's same reason why you have the ones, the people that are dedicated to hold the anchor. It's boring, but it's the important role, and getting the flags at the end of the day on the CTF is what makes you win that game.
Yeah, the win is the same whatever position you play.
Yeah.
So we will see